Episode 2 of probably 7,000.
Episode 2 of 7,000. Only 6,998 episodes to go.
Yeah. That'll be my final episode on my deathbed. We'll record it in the hospital. You guys need to outlive me. I need to be the one that dies in this scenario. So you guys are like there. But the technology then, what do you think the podcast technology is going to look like? I'm 40. I want to die at 90, 50 years from now. What's the podcast technology going to be?
It's AI, no question.
It's going to be augmented reality. But, with our high level income and advances in modern medicine, I wouldn't be surprised if I could live to be 100 and 160, 200 years old. They put a pig heart in a guy the other day?
A pig heart?
Yeah, he didn't live. It's just crazy that we're doing stuff like that.
Well, no, he died.
That's funny. Not really.
What's crazy to me is this cloning stuff. Like, you can pay like 10, 15 grand and get your dog fully cloned. Obviously, it's a different personality. Like, the dog's going to be different, but it's going to have the same spots, same eyes, same weight. It'll look exactly like your dog.
Wow. Well, I think they can still do that with humans. There's probably laws against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's illegal.
It's illegal. And what do? You give them a social security number? I don't know.
But I always, when I hear about these things, I'm like, there's some back alley in some third world country that's being funded by billions, and they're actually doing it anyway.
Yeah.
There's no question about it in my mind. Like so they're doing it. We just don't know about it.
Or we get into the alien theory, and that can go deep with the USOs and stuff, like underground alien bases where they're cloning and like making alien hybrids. I mean, how many times have you gone on the YouTube algorithm to watch those videos? But anyway, I don't know how much our Amazon listeners give a shit. They probably do, actually. Most of our Amazon guys are probably super deep into aliens. I think when you're an e-commerce guy working from home, you can't help but go deep on aliens every once in a while. I do.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I get into it. I know a seller that's getting into selling alien toys right now.
Alien toys.
Yeah, like unique new molds, like crazy alien toys with ooze coming out of them and all kinds of stuff just because it's, whatever.
It's popular right now. He's trying to chase the whole alien thing, right now.
Yeah, it's just the same thing as the Donald Trump pen, chase the trend.
Yeah, we missed the boat on the Biden toilet paper. That's for sure.
Those are all like it's a quick buck for 4 months, and you can save it or whatever. You can make 10,000 sales a day, and then it's over. The trend ends and the search volume dies, and you'll start selling 10 a day after like 4 or 5 months of some of those trending things. But you have to stay so aware of the trends to keep up with Biden toilet paper, Donald Trump pens, and like I know what's that one? There's a one seller like that. He just tries to catch the trends, and then somebody has seasons where he's down to like 40K a month in sales, and it's over. While other sellers are consistently selling $1 million or $3 million a month every month.
Wow.
So yeah, it's about building a brand and shiznit.
So what do you guys think about this whole thing about like AI taking over search? And like with Google right now, they're like rolling out search that's powered by AI instead of regular search. Like SEO is basically going to be dead, they're saying, which kind of honestly freaks me out. The idea that SEO is going to be dead and every search is going to be so customized with AI that there is no central SEO. And that's happening with Google. And if that is true, do we think Amazon's going to follow suit? And what does that mean for sellers? Because it freaks me the fuck out, to be honest.
I think that it's too soon, but I right now. But I think that come December 2024, it may not be too soon. And I think that the rate of expansion and the rate of you know, the way that this is going to be adopted, implemented, and build on itself, when it starts working, it's going to be quicker than all three of us could even fathom. The world's going to change in a second. It's going to be a slower runway, but when it works, it's going to build on itself so damn quickly. We're going to start looking at each other going, what's just happened?
See?
That's what I think, because it's compounding on itself. It's something that is building on its own IQ and learning, and then suddenly when it bites and it works, aha, and then another aha, and then 5 ahas, and then 10 ahas, until it's like a billion on a billion on a billion, and it's like, what just happened? Right now it's a baby. Right now it's a tiny little infant baby that's
But
learning to talk.
that baby tends to grow quicker than regular babies, you know.
Oh, it's gonna. That's why I say I think by December we may look back at this podcast going, shit. Remember the world was like that.
Yeah. I think they'd be stupid not to do it. It just, the thing is, they're trying to improve things for the customer experience. Amazon's all about the customer experience. Amazon's always trying to find ways to make things more relevant. I mean, look at searches back in 2015 versus 2024. Like what you find when you type in a supplement search is so relevant to your search. And like 2015, you could go in and take some random product, put it on a search and re-rank #1 for it, even though it was, you could consider there was some relevancy to that product, but it wasn't relevant. It doesn't really happen like that anymore. Like Amazon, if you're not careful with your keyword choices that are hyper relevant to your product, you will never rank. Amazon won't let you. So, and they've already figured out a lot of that with AI in the back ends of determining, like with Amazon Comprehend, determining your relevancy score based on your SEO to the keywords you're, going for or could go for. But and then of course AI is going to come in, and then that's going to make that even more perfect. So to where like it knows exactly what you're looking for and will recommend the specific products to shop for. I mean, I'm still in the shopping platform, but it's going to be, and it's just going to be a new tack of the way we're going about doing things to make and that's why I think a lot of sellers are talking about semantic SEO, because of the relevancy of your product.
But Michael,
on the markets.
How different do you think that really is on a very basic level compared to what we're doing it? Because it's still a keyword, it's still letters, it's still communication that's being made relevant, right? So all that search is communication, and it's like that is the specific item or thing. And if you've got 50 items or things that meet that relevancy, that is the same concept, no matter who's in control, no matter how smart you are, no matter what's going on to make that appear. It is still the fact that I want green apple. It's going to show me all the variations of green apple that I can find. And it's still going to be based on who's willing to pay the most to show up on a sponsored ad.
Here's how I think it's going to go down, Ryan, because this is how I would build it if I was an AI builder, which I'm very far from building or even twisting my own light bulbs in my house. But here's what I would do. Okay. I would basically make it so that the AI is reading the behavior of the specific customer.
Purchasing behavior.
They know that me, when the last 300 items I bought, on average, I went here, I went there, I went to these many places first. I like brands that are more in this direction than in this direction. I like pricing that is more higher end than lower end. I don't care about price as much. I care more about quality based on my habits. So the AI is saying, Ian is leaning this direction. He likes this kind of thing. His pricing habits are over here. He buys 6-packs. He doesn't buy singles. He buys bulk. So then when I go in next, or as I continue to go into Amazon and search, the AI is producing results for those specific within the keyword, like you're saying. They're giving me those specific parameters based on my previous purchases.
I mean, if that can be analyzed and taken into account.
Yeah, so that's why it would be stupid not to go into an AI, because the AI, like let's say, you're talking to Alexa or your whatever, or you're just in your recorded history. And if you're also different companies are like Google are sharing information on your search history, and those companies are talking to each other through an API, then and you mention, oh, I love green apple, blah blah blah, and then you're like, oh, I really need um, some maca root, and then all of a sudden, green apple maca root gummies pop up. Now, it's not to say that that particular brand is usually like ranked for everybody. It's just going to be ranked for you individually.
Yeah.
Because that's the one's going to show up on top of search for you, not for 67,000 other Joe Blows that are looking for maca root. But the green apple version is going to be the one that shows up first. So, and that's where I think keyword ranking and SEO is going. It's going in a very user friendly, and you have to have AI in order to sift through all of that data in seconds and microseconds.
Microseconds.
So,
it's like quantum computing, right? And then
it just computes.
And then that lends the question of how much is sponsored ads going to follow that? Because if sponsored ads are old school, but organic is AI generated, you have the highest bidder versus the most relevant. And the highest bidder is definitely not going to be the most relevant. It's going to be the highest bidder. So
Yeah, but
there's going to be sponsored ads powered by AI, which I think there would, where Amazon like, you want AI, or you want the guy that literally loves green apples to see this ad as the first one, because your cost per click is going to be way better, or do you just want to be top of place search for every Tom, Dick, and Harry who searches that category? So
right.
Yeah,
that's why I think ads have changed too, but they're going to continue to get more complex, just based on when you have an AI algorithm. That's how Google also started. It was simple back in 2005. Google Ads, it was very basic layout. Like it was very easy to use. It was like, here's a keyword, here's a bid, and then let's add to it, let's add to it, let's add to it to make it more sophisticated. Here's different dynamic retargeting ads, and then it build out this huge Google platform with all these different ad types. Amazon's on the same thing. I mean, there's like 15 different ad types right now. There used to be 3. Actually, there used to be one, which was sponsored products, and then sponsored brands came, and then sponsored display, and then the 5 different types of sponsored display came along, and you see how this thing is just growing. It's getting roots, and so the complexity of it, and then of course it's going to get so complex that more and more agencies come in, and also more automations come in, and more auto campaigns come in with AI picking the green apple maca root type roots in there, right? So that's just going to continue going in that direction, more and more so, to where it takes an expert to begin using it, or you can have Amazon's AI do it.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I see Amazon, like Google came out with the Performance Max, which is basically a black box powered by Google's AI, not giving you any information, incorporating every single bit of Google Ads tech that you could have all in one. And you can just plug everything in and wish for the best and give it a budget. I can tell you now that I've got a lot of people who have done well, and I've got a lot of more people who haven't done well. So I don't think it's there yet, but I think Amazon's next product is certainly going to be for those guys who like, I can't afford an agency, or I hate agencies, or whatever their issue is with an agency.
Yeah.
And Amazon's going to give them this black box solution where it's an all-in-one. Just give us all your money and we'll do all the work for you. Again, I've seen it work both ways, more leaning to the not work than the work, because ultimately Amazon's working in its own favor. It wants your money. They need you to pay. And if everybody's doing the black box, they're wanting everybody's money, but only one person's going to get the sale.
That also gives me another concern, is that if Amazon is a profitable company, which they are, and who actually pays their bill, or their bills, their payroll, etc., and their market cap is determined by their prime users, their customers. So like, as a seller, if I surveyed 1,000 sellers and I said, is Amazon more friendly, is less friendly to sellers than it was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago than it is today. I guarantee almost everybody would say less friendly to sellers, and then on the inverse, more friendly to buyers in that time. So that kind of pendulum swing of like, there's a partnership on both ends. They're not really neutral. They're definitely closer to buyer focused, which I can understand, but I feel like the pendulum swing is way more to the left than it should be. And that's why cost per click are just skyrocketing. That's why FBA fees are skyrocketing. There's also some inflation aspect to it, but that's why Amazon Basics is such a dominant force, and these things are just crunching the seller. Do you think there's any future on that changing, the seller being a little bit more in favor to Amazon's eyes?
Tell competition that it comes along. I mean, the problem with Amazon is they have a bit of a monopoly on the e-commerce space, on like the way that it's performing. The e-commerce space is, I mean, like the whole global market of physical products is trillions of dollars. 87% of the global market is retail, is brick and mortar. Still, people go to their store, they buy stuff. They go to the grocery store, they go to their local CVS, they go to whatever drugstore. And then 13% is e-commerce. Out of the 13%, Amazon has 4% of the e-commerce space. So which is huge. That's enormous.
So that's 25% basically of all e-commerce in the world.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, so what's the only way that they're going to start working with their sellers more? Like, this is what we hoped of Walmart.com. It's what we hoped of, it's all TikTok shop, right? It's like someone has to come and entice these sellers and be a big enough competitor to Amazon. And that creates capitalism. And that creates, when there's competition, breeds betterment in both companies. So one company's trying to be better than the other company's trying to be better. And then, of course, the sellers are going to be the ones winning out of the competition because they're going to be selling on both platforms. And both platforms really want the seller to sell more on their platform. But right now, it doesn't really exist. And I guess the Shopify would be the biggest contender. That's where they have a huge portion of the e-commerce space too, divided amongst millions of websites.
The problem is Shopify doesn't take from Amazon. People just do both.
Right. So they're not really competition.
No.
Walmart would be a competition, but they're capping out at like 48 billion or 50 billion, which is Amazon is 500 billion. It's insane. So it's just not, it's 1/10 the size, and Walmart's taking their sweet time to do stuff. So it's not real competition.
I think they're trying. I just think Walmart at the end of the day is still a brand that people consider a rural department store where you go and buy socks and boots when you're far away from other options. That's how I look at it. Like, I never think I'm going to go on Walmart to take a look if I'm in a city or, I don't know, or maybe Walmart's more for a particular type of customer where Amazon is for everybody, like rich, poor, medium, billionaires, millionaires. Everyone's got Amazon accounts and they buy on Amazon. Walmart, I think diverse.
It's the branding. Like they've already got their brand. There's the Walmart.
Yeah.
So, and that's the branding. That's perception. TikTok has huge potential if they really decided to like open up a full TikTok e-commerce. They could be, and they're going in that direction. If they really innovated and put a lot of, millions and whatever dollars into programming that out, and TikTok could be a major competitor to Amazon. Video-based shopping, basically. I mean, Amazon saw that, and that's why they went heavy into video. And they were like, this is going in the direction. Video is way more prevalent on Amazon today than 5 years ago.
Dude, are we full circle or what, dude? Are we going back to CDs? Because I remember early 90s, if I was up late or in the or early morning, Home Shopping Network crushed it, dude. It was like,
yeah, that's right.
it'd be like 4 easy payments, that kind of shit. It was like the whole thing was they'd pitch you. They were super enthusiastic. They'd show you the product with really nice lighting. And then they would offer like a clock that's like, this deal's going away if you don't buy now. And old ladies would just destroy the phone, dude, all day.
Yeah, but you see those were like 6-hour infomercials, and those
Crazy.
crushed it. But see, TikTok is like 15 seconds. So I mean, if you're going to be shopping and you're just like scrolling or just looking at different products based on a search, and then you see the actual use of the product, and so it's now about who's the better video maker. And that's, I think, where the industry is going to go. It's whoever is the cleverest video maker is going to have the most amount of money and most amount of sales.
I actually agree with you there.
Yeah, but what's a clever video maker? Like someone who's got because I've seen videos that went viral, and so have you, Michael, and they are pretty freaking basic. And it's like, it makes you wonder, was it the algorithm or was it the video? Like what was the chicken, what was the egg? The algorithm or the video?
Well, see, just like Amazon, TikTok has its own AI in the back end, right? So when you upload a video onto TikTok, it's picking up your background, it's picking up audio tones, it's picking up skin pigmentation, it's picking up eye color, it's picking up voice, resonation. Like there's all these fine-tuned details that the AI is picking up when you're uploading it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's when it basically is processing. So and then what causes a lot of videos to go viral is they're like basically just like an Amazon listing. An Amazon listing has a bunch of check boxes that if you check off all these boxes, your product will get ranked and it'll start selling. TikTok also has a bunch of boxes. You check off all of these, enough of the boxes anyway, and you have an opportunity for your video to actually get some traction. But most people don't know what the check boxes are. So like, for instance, sometimes people will accidentally find them by like filming in their Tesla, because Tesla is trending. But then you combine that with the soundtrack, you combine that with a certain sound or audio, and then you start checking off these tiny little boxes in the algorithm. And then now your opportunity for going viral. So it's a tech, just like Amazon. Same as SEO, same as graphics, same as the main image. It's got all the same parameters as Amazon. But we just don't know. People don't know exactly what those are. But people that have figured it out have 2 or 3, 5 million followers. See, because they know enough of the check boxes that they don't film without some of those check boxes on there. So then when you're doing video content, you may not get it your first video, but like you film 100 videos and you have a lot of the videos checking off enough of the boxes, you're going to go viral. Like you're going to get a lot of hits eventually if you stay at it every single day and film your products or whatever, right? So I think that's what Amazon sellers are going to start getting into over the next 5 years. Is you're going to have to become a video expert.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I think you can make. It's also good. I mean, it's making videos of the use of your product is also just good practice. I mean, like people want to visually see and be walked through the product. I mean, people aren't reading as much anymore. They don't even reading or going through the graphics is work for a customer, and customers are getting lazier and lazier. So a little like zombified customer going through a 15-second TikTok video is just sucking in all the data for 15 seconds, then going purchase. And with a one-click checkout, if TikTok does that, just boop, boop, boom. So I think that's where e-commerce is about to emerge into. And then Amazon will start to get word.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, I'd sell on TikTok if that was the case.
Shit. What do you think, Ryan? What's your thought over there, man?
I think Michael's right. And I think that video is the way to go. I think currently the trend is still sitting with influencers, and I think that these guys can do no wrong with their set followers, but I mean a real influencer. I don't mean someone fresh out of high school who says I'm going to make videos on YouTube. I'm talking about somebody who actually has an opinion, is confident, has results, knows something about something very specific, and people follow them to get the same result. I think that that's currently where it's at right now. I think Michael's depiction of where it's headed is probably very true and correct. If TikTok pulls it off and they don't get banned everywhere every 3 months like they currently have been doing.
Well,
But-
see, this election's a big factor in that, because it's like pro-China versus anti-China coming up.
There we go. And it's a big if, because it's a hugely. I mean, India you can't even get a VA to work on anything TikTok related in India because it's totally banned.
Oh,
So
wow, their IPs are all banned.
Banned. They cannot work on TikTok in India.
Wow.
So it's a very politically loaded platform. There's a lot of distrust and mistrust in it as well. It's not quite your homegrown Amazon yet, but it has the potential. It has the tech lead that it needs to do it. But I think right now still your real influencer is the person you got to go to get that little uptick, that little edge, whatever it is you want to call it, to get a mass amount of sales. You need a real influencer working on your stuff. If you're not going to do that right now with video, you just got to do shotgun approach with as many small ones as you can and pay them what you can give them. I mean, I think Stanley, I read an article a week or two ago. So Stanley, with that huge craze that they just created, they had over 1,000 influencers posting a day to create the hub that they got. I mean, is that really possible for a small or even medium Amazon brand? No, it's not.
No.
The amount of
not even including the budget it takes, but just the logistics. It's not possible.
The coordination is huge.
Yeah,
it's huge. You need a team that plans it out for 6 months and then executes, and that team has to be so hot and so spot on to get everybody posting at the right time with the right tags, with the right everything, and they all have the right audiences to then create that bubble boom. I mean, well done to Stanley. They did it. They did do it. It's a mug.
Yeah, it's a mug, and it's
Still
a mug.
Stanley mugs. Yeah,
it's an over.
Well, now they're under scrutiny because of a lead problem.
I know.
Oh well, there we go. I mean, someone's going to get them for something. They were too successful.
Yeah, I mean yeah. Well, I mean, also they did take a little bit of a shortcut with what they're manufacturing on, making alloyed metals and stuff with. But so if you're using the influencer strategy, you better not have any little like that in your branding, because or in your actual products, like basic problems like a lead alloy, steel lead alloy.
Yeah.
There's got to the product development part of your company really has to think about those type of things. But those are for big corporations. This was like rookie mistake, not thinking about those type of things. But either way, I mean, like, if it's not TikTok, I since TikTok is banned in so many places, it's gonna be so hard for so many companies to scale it. So, and then some parts of me are like, well, I'll just start a freaking buying platform. There's so many guys starting platforms out there trying to but the right thing is, if you made a popular shopping app like Temu, but it's all Chinese and whatever in China, cheap shit. But you made one, you basically made a dupe of Amazon, all video based only. So it was a shopping TikTok type deal that, that would, but no one successfully pulled that off yet. It's a huge project to do, to program that. And I mean, the problem is also a lot of sellers are not good at making videos.
Yeah, it's work.
So that's the number one problem you run into in this industry is sellers having, this is where it comes to design. Sellers are so opinionated about design and art and videos. And they're like,
Yeah.
and they're not really, it's a weird field because unlike PPC where it's like the bid's too high, the bid's too low, it's basic math and logic. And you think, you go into design and this basic math and logic doesn't apply anymore. It just goes into the human mind of art and the interpretation of art. And then when you go into video, same thing. And then but there are certain criteria of videos that will do well and won't do well. And it's not really open to your opinions or interpretation. It's just you have to follow suit. And there's only 1% of people that are good at doing that. And that's the big corporations that hire those people, or they become CEOs because they understand that.
Yeah.
But people have to kind of sellers have to get rid of the idea of their opinion doesn't matter. It's what it is what and then Amazon did a good job at this, is what the customer's opinion is. The customer is the one watching the video. So it doesn't matter what you think about the video, whether you like it or don't like it, yours should be unbiased.
I agree.
Is it working, right?
I agree.
But it's so hard to get sellers to see that.
So my biggest problem with the influencer program that I ran with a lot of people was that they wanted to get involved and tell the influencer 3 times over that their smile wasn't big enough or they didn't look happy enough. It's never going to work. And I tried to tell them, guys, that's never going to work. But it falls on deaf ears when the person paying has an opinion that that's how it has to be. So the reality is the influencer made their own success. You're riding their wave. You just got to give them their product and let them do their thing. If you hate it, it doesn't matter. What matters are the people that watching the video acting accordingly. If they are, then they're doing the right thing. If they're not, move right along, because you telling that influencer to do something uncharacteristic is not going to make them sell anything better.
What's smart is
exactly.
What's smart is the TikTok pricing model. Actually, right now they're taking only a 2% commish. It's going to go up, but they're taking only 2%. And you're able to pass the rest of the cost onto the influencer, which can go from, you can set it from 5 to 20%. So if you're selling, $100 kitchen accessory, you can pay the influencer $5 to $20. TikTok's getting $2, plus obviously merchant fee, like whatever that 3.5% merchant fee is. But that's super smart, guys, because TikTok knows they're not actually acquiring. In a way, they're not doing the Amazon model where Amazon's like 15% straight up, normally 12 to 15%, because they know they want to pass a lot of that commission on to the influencer. So the influencer gets the bulk of the money because they know they're more of that multi-level marketing kind of strategy. So it's kind of funny. We're kind of going back to MLM and in Home Shopping Network. We're going back to those models that have worked for decades, which is have other people sell shit for other people, and people listen to people. And the more someone has authority of selling stuff, the more people will listen to that person. That's where influencers come from, and make a big commission so that those people are enthusiastic about it. That's the old multi-level marketing model. Joe's doing it, so I'm going to do it, and Joe's getting rich doing it. So it's actually the tried and true model that's been working since the beginning of sales. And 2% is amazing. It's amazing that TikTok only charges 2%.
I mean, that's going to be what makes it successful.
They're Ubering it. What?
That's going to be what makes it successful.
Yeah.
The margins, people's margins are so low. People have such low margins. They cannot afford to pay all the fees that they have to pay to get to where they want to go. And they can't do it all by themselves.
But also, people obviously have to ship it themselves. This is self-fulfill, or it's connected through a Shopify. But so let's say you're doing a free shipping, that's all factored in. But again, to pay an influencer 10%, you would do that anyway. TikTok taking 2% is it's almost negligible. It's almost, to me, 2% pretty much is like $0.
Yeah.
So right now, TikTok is practically free. You could post your stuff on there. There's only upside.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
It's great. It answers a lot of problems that people currently have.
It does. If they take this thing and turn it into anything like Amazon, I mean, you're looking at Amazon's worst nightmare and the best case scenario for sellers, and probably a nice boost in the economy. Because part of what's happening is when you have a monopoly, it actually destroys businesses, because businesses have to do it. If they're selling on Amazon, you're making all this money and you're paying Amazon all these fees. There's nothing else you could do. There's no other platform that sells as much as Amazon, and you're stuck.
Yeah.
That's why it's the I was hoping it'd be Walmart, but someone needs to motivate Amazon, I guess is the best word for it. Amazon needs some motivation. They're resting on their laurels a little bit and they're getting greedy. So it's time for some healthy competition and capitalism to kick in.
Well, the question is TikTok ever going to be FBTT, fulfilled by TikTok? Are they going to ever go that direction? Probably not. They're probably not going to, they probably don't want to go into having, 300 warehouses and, thousands and thousands of trucks and partner with UPS, et cetera. They're not going to do that.
Their biggest problem is their political situation.
Yeah. That's right now they have a lot to overcome. So it would have to be, something. To provide the thing about Amazon is Amazon will always have this because they spent 20 years making their whole distribution system with hundreds of fulfillment centers, thousands of fulfillment centers. So invested and lost money every year for 20 years to do that exact thing. So, and any other company to achieve that. So Amazon's got a 20-year head start on any company to achieve that goal of 2,000 fulfillment centers for one-day shipping to almost any region. So, and in the end, the customer's always going to go back to Amazon for that reason. But if competition comes in and they have some other incentive, we'll see. I don't know what incentive is better than same day arrival of your items. I bought some toothpaste. It arrived the same day. I mean, like, shit, it was yesterday. I'm like, how are you going to compete with that?
You cannot.
I actually think that I don't think TikTok's going to encroach on Amazon as much as Temu will. Temu is absolutely ridiculous. Do you guys know about Temu?
They have 3-week shipping time, but such cheap prices.
So Ryan, do you know about Temu?
I've seen ads. I've never bought anything.
Okay, so Temu it's not for the US seller. It's not. It's for all the Chinese manufacturers to basically go direct to customer. And you could basically buy an Apple knockoff watch for $10. Like straight up, and it works. There's videos of people buying these watches and being like, they're pretty good. That's crazy, right? You can literally buy a car on Temu. You could buy a four-wheeler on Temu. And the website is so in your face and gimmicky and so it almost looks like a giant Las Vegas slot machine in your face while you're buying shit. It's crazy.
You know what? I think I love it. I personally, I love Temu. Like I discovered it and really started, I knew about Temu and then I really discovered it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to come on this as a buyer and I'm going to go and start shopping. And I bought 25 items on my first app visit. So, and you know how much I spent? I spent like $30. And it arrived in about 12 days. And it was a bunch of just shit gadgets. It was just entertaining stuff. I bought toys for my daughter, which are the same shit I buy at the store anyway, Target and whatnot. They buy it from China, through third parties or whatever, right? So I bought toys for my daughter. I bought a car vacuum cleaner for like $3, and it was the same one on Amazon.
Crazy, dude.
And
here, I'll show you.
And a bunch of other stuff. And then you know what? I have the app and I get notified. And I haven't even turned off the notifications because it's like, you get a free gift today. And I was like, okay, I'll take it.
I know. Look at this. Look at this. Wireless earbuds for $3.48. Okay. $3.48 is nuts. Look, digital thermometer, $4.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what about shipping? Shipping must be like
no. If you buy above a certain amount on Temu, it's free.
Yeah, so you have to aggregate your purchases to get a certain amount, but like it says here that this is going to arrive between 6th and 11th. 81% of people got it in 11 days.
11 days isn't bad.
So let's see. Free shipping on all orders.
What about import duties, or is it just too little?
No, it's actually they don't have to pay it because there's actually a rule where if it's in these little packets, it just slides right through. So this stuff
it's free shipping and no importing.
None. No import duties at all. Doesn't slow it down.
This is a bit of a joke.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. Like
this is a bit of a joke.
I know, dude.
I'm about to make some purchases.
Look at this. Look at this. You can buy a 4 or 7 port USB connector, computer, mouse, keyboard, memory card.
Kim's gonna kill me.
$2.
She's gonna listen to this podcast and go, "Oh my god, guys, what have you done?"
$2.
Well, you have to see, like, this is the same stuff that is selling on Amazon.
Yeah,
it is. It's they're just these third-party Amazon sellers come in. They put some private labels on it. They fluff it up a little bit, make it look a little more sleek. Which, like, hey, for the home decor category, don't go on Temu. You go to Amazon, right? Like, because the sellers are going to really innovate and create artistic stuff. But for USB ports, you go to Temu. Like, you don't need. This is the same shit on Amazon. It's just
wild.
Maybe that's not name branded as well as Amazon, but hell, $2.
How are they making?
So, I mean,
at $2.11 with free shipping.
They see. This is because I'm familiar with manufacturing because I used to work in a manufacturer, but they mass produce. So when you can mass produce 300,000 of these things, basically the runs, you could basically have machines that are custom built to do these kind of electronics, and you could pump out like 1 a second. So, and with parts and everything, when you produce 100,000, if you produce only 1,000 of them, it costs like your cost to make it is like $2. But if you produce 100,000, your cost to make it is 20 cents. So if it costs you 20 cents to make it,
they need volume.
Then you could sell. You're getting a 10x markup as the manufacturer for selling it at $2.
I mean, this is just absolutely been. I can buy a soldering set for $22. That's insane. Look at this. You can buy a pack of sunglasses, 4 of them for $4.48.
Yeah, polarized too.
Polarized. Oh my god.
Smartwatch.
So look at the amount of reviews these listings are getting. These guys are selling so much volume, and these are American buyers. Look at the name of these: Elizabeth Paulson, Stephen Davis. These aren't Chinese buyers. These are all American. They're talking to the white people. Look at these images. They are talking to us. They are.
Yeah.
We are their people.
They know America is in the economic shit right now, and they're like, "Let's go."
Look at the name of this brand. Gook Quack. Gook Quack.
Sunglasses.
But you know what? If I'm spending $4 on a 4-pack, I don't care if this is called butt sunglasses. Like,
it's
for
$4. Yeah.
So anyway,
I mean, look, all this stuff. I mean, literally, if you go to your like liquidator store, like Big Lots or something, I mean, even that full nail set's me $15.
Yeah. I mean, there's
at Target, it's gonna be 20.
It's unbelievable. I can buy a Wi-Fi extender for $9.
Yeah, well, those are $50 on Amazon.
Yes,
for a half decent one.
Yeah, for $9, free shipping. I can get a long range Wi-Fi extender, but look how many they've sold, over 100,000 units. That's probably in the last like 30 or 60 days. I don't know their algorithm, but and the reviews are great. Like, people love this stuff. Like, no one's like, honestly, on Amazon, I see worse reviews. I actually do. Like, if you like, I'm just gonna go with jewelry, okay, because it's just an option. Like, look at the reviews: 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, and they're all verified. 70,000 reviews. Okay, because you're buying.
Well,
you know why?
Remember, also, you don't.
good because
You don't have the FT. This is China based. You don't have the FTC breathing down their neck. That's a US.
China. I don't think. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. But like, I think another thing is, who's going to give a bad review for 71 cents? Like, who's going to be like,
nobody? Nobody will.
Yeah, you're going to be like, for 71 cents, I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah. See, what I do right now is I just take those and for 71 cents, I just buy about 6,000 of them and sell them on Amazon for 25 bucks.
Okay, is this a model? Is this something you can do? Is look for 90% offs on Temu? Like, go to, there's actually
there's people doing this. There are people are doing this because this is basically it's easier than just going to a manufacturer and do all the negotiations and having to buy 6,000 units and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you go to Temu, find sales, and just sell this shit on Amazon. But remember, it's going to arrive already barcoded and stuff, so you have to re-barcode it.
Yeah, whatever. Like, if you're a small timer and you're just looking for deals and you're just like almost like a back of the truck triage kind of guy, and you're like,
totally.
And you're like, this is a good deal. This, like, these earbuds, you're like, I'm going to buy 500 units for $747. I know I can resell that. Like, you literally do your research ahead of time. You know, you can make $3 or $4 a unit. Like, fuck it. Like, that's a business model. And you're looking for lightning deals. You're looking for deals where the manufacturer is taking their margins and they're squeezing themselves so much to get on to sell a lot of volume on Temu. What's the difference between that and them selling you bulk? Probably not much different. Probably the same margin or maybe even better or lower for them, It's just
totally.
Look here, up to 90% off. So these products here, these are 90% off. These would be where I would be looking if I was like wanting to sell
29 cents for earbuds. Holy crap.
Let me see. I got to see this.
Can't
No,
be.
that brought me here. I clicked on 39 cents and it brought me here. Let me filter by 39 cents here. Lowest price. Okay, so these are AirPod cleaners. Let's see what the lowest AirPods on Temu are. Okay. It's not really, the algorithm's not really doing it by price, even though I put that in, price low to high. Yeah, so they're down to 39 cents thing is for the category. Like, there's certain things in the category that are 39 cents, but that's not actually accurate for earbuds. Earbuds are not 39 cents. But anyway, look at these, $4.93. I don't know what the going rate is. What's that?
It's a cool image. Like, I kind of want that. It looks good. I want to try them.
Yeah, I know.
But like, I have AirPods. I don't need to buy them. I just want to buy them because it's so cheap.
Dude, I would even take these images and like Photoshop them and repurpose them for my Amazon listing.
Oh, they're great. They're incredible images. So, and I think Temu is definitely putting a big dent in Amazon right now, especially with the US economy and blah, blah, and inflation. But the problem is it doesn't actually change anything for the seller, because the seller can't go in and sell on Temu.
Yeah.
So the seller's still screwed. And so this actually just hurts the seller, because now the seller is losing a bunch of sales.
Yeah.
So that's definitely making an impact on the actual economy. Does whatever you agree?
Oh, this is a toy for kids. Let me find, like, I want to show you guys an Apple Watch knockoff. That was pretty. This one looks pretty good, and the prices are absolutely ridiculous. This one isn't loading. Let's see if it loads. I have way too many Temu tabs, guys. Like, I'm Temu tabbed up. Okay, so this is.
There's a Temu package that arrived at my front door just now.
That's it, dude. You're already in, man. So look, this is.
I'm already in it.
This is a 1.83 HD screen smartwatch with AI voice, 100+ sports modes. It's suitable for Android and iPhone. And let's watch this video.
damn durable. And waterproof.
Yeah.
Wow, I have a $700 Apple Watch. And I'm like, why? Why? I mean, obviously with the synchronization of the iPhone and all that stuff, there's conveniences in this, but I could have spent $20 and been totally happy.
Yeah. Okay. Who doesn't want to buy that for $20?
I literally I have an Apple Watch and I still want to buy it. Like I just want an extra one.
It's $20.
Yeah.
I've given tips to valets for more than $20. I'm just like, I don't like this. To me is what's going to kill Amazon for the consumer, and it's going to really hurt the seller. Temu is coming, and they're basically cutting out the Amazon FBA. They're cutting out the middleman that's buying from China. They take Alibaba and Amazon and they just threw them together. It's nuts.
Yeah.
You think
No.
you think that's where we're at?
100%. And China's like, look. China's like, okay, TikTok shop, we got you. Temu, we got you. They are taking over.
Yeah.
Well, then,
You know
then
what?
Amazon's going to have no choice but to, because Amazon was so big onto pushing the whole cheap prices China thing. With Temu, they're going to have no choice but to change their entire structure. They're not going to realize it for a long time until their income starts declining rapidly.
Yeah.
People are still going to take advantage of the one-day shipping, and that's going to always be around. That's going to always keep them afloat, but they're going to have huge crashes in income. And then they're going to have to basically go, we're premium and we don't really source from China, and go, we retract all of our previous things. We are like premium luxury name brands. They're going to have to. And I think they've actually taken a large step in that direction naturally since COVID in 2020. They've had to. The big brands all came into Amazon. That's where you find your name brands.
Okay, I got
Your
a question
Nike.
for you. I got a
Yeah.
question for you. I'm watching all of this now, and I'm like, okay, cool. I need a little infrared thermometer gun. I'm adding it to my cart. Instantly in my head, now I'm thinking, well, I have to pay. I don't want to give these guys my credit card.
Yeah, but most people don't have that concern.
I did instantly. I went on Temu. I was like, screw it, $2, $30 for 20 items. Hell yeah, here's my credit card. Take it. You know what? I'll put on a credit card just in case there's any fraudulent transactions. I'll just call the bank and be like, what? It came, it arrived in 10 days. It sent me all the order updates too. It's like, your package is here now. Your package is here now. Your package is. I was like, this is super clean. And then, of course, guess what happened? I became addicted and I started buying everything from Temu. I shop on Amazon only when I need something the next day.
I think I'm gonna start shopping on Temu. I literally own an Amazon agency that helps Amazon sellers. I spend thousands on Amazon every month. I got the 5% cash back. My wife and I are Amazon addicts. That's not going to change. But if there's something I don't need tomorrow, like Michael said, it's going to be half the price on Temu. It will be 50% of the price.
Yeah, it'll be like 80% off. Basically.
Yeah. Okay, maybe even 80. So, Ryan, you got a boat. You got a sailboat. You know, I'm sure there's some Temu sailboat accessories that you need to go on there. You always need some, you know, and they'll probably fail when you're out in the open ocean, and that'll be
exactly.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna think of you. I'm gonna think
you could probably buy an 80-foot sailboat on Temu.
Yeah,
and just an upgrade.
I could just see you in the middle of the ocean and something broke, and you're like, "Fuck Temu." All right, guys. Well, this was a good pod. This was a great episode. I hope people didn't listen to this and get depressed. These are what's on my mind, right? This is the stuff I think about. I'm not trying to doom and gloom anybody, but it's happening. It's out there, and you got to be prepared for it. So,
yeah. But so the number one takeaway is videos. That's one thing that you have to be premium, and you have to do videos. And I think that's going to be the direction of the US-based e-commerce. And then there's always going to be a place for one overnight shipping items. So think about items that people will definitely need. overnight too.
All right. You got it. You heard it here first, or second, or third, but you heard it here. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this episode we get 6 or 7 listeners and you were enthralled the whole time. We're going to keep going every week. You're going to have another episode, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.